This hierarchy gets you to think about your daily actions, telling you to consider before you buy something with a lot of packaging or plastic materials, the steps of which you need to keep in mind on a daily basis. This shows the ever-growing use of plastic in the top industrial nations. As you can see, Canada is one of the countries that use it the most. Although it only shows 1980 through 2015, the looks of the graph show that it will keep rising. This is the compost bin we have at school. This is where you would put food waste, napkins, and spoiled containers that can be put in the compost. This is the mixed recycling bin. This is where pop bottles, coffee cups, and plastic items will be put. This is the garbage bin that we have at school. In this bin, people can put things like chip bags and granola bar wrappers. It also shows how you can put plastic bags and straws into it, but these things are not good for the environment, and hopefully in the future they will be banned. This is the paper recycling bin. Here you can throw away your receipts and paper that you no longer need from assignments.
Okay, so at my house for recycling, I have a container for food waste to compost. For paper and cardboard, we have another container for that to separate, and we separate our cans and our bottles into a separate container.
I live in Port Moody, and at home I recycle plastics and paper, but unfortunately I don't compost.
So at home to recycle, I recycle and separate my paper and cardboard as well as cans, and I also separate waste into a compost bin.
This is our recycling. This is how we recycle. In this recycling bin, we put all our papers and our plastic and our aerosols and our metal tins and our plastic containers. We don't put electronics in here. Electronics are separate. They go to a separate area. And we have to separate our styrofoam and our egg containers and our plastic bags. Plastic bags go to the recycling depot. Our garbage, you can put any type of garbage in here. You can put bathroom garbage, kitchen garbage, we got diapers, we broken ceramic, fluorescent light tubes, but apparently you're supposed to, the fluorescent tubes, you're supposed to recycle them with the light bulbs in a different section. Line bags, basic garbage. And your green, you can put in, you got your recycling pizza boxes, you got your metal bones, shellfish, you got your coffee grinds, you got your eggshells, you got your whatever, apple cores, all that kind of stuff.
At home we recycle the compost, which is the green waste, so all food or anything like paper that's got food on it, that would all go in there. And then we also do recycling of cardboard, paper, plastics in our regular recycling, and tin is in there too. All sorts of stuff's in there. We got a whole list. And then the other thing is I go to the bigger bottle depot with the things that don't go in our regular recycling that's picked up from the community, and that would be your styrofoams and wrapping, packaging and stuff like that.
Okay, I think our waste management system is working because at our houses we have separate containers for each waste item, and we have people that come and pick them up for us. It's not up to us to like take it somewhere and separate it there. And same with at schools, we all have different garbage cans for each separate waste item that also get kind of picked up by other people.
I think our waste management system has progressed and has developed many different categories to become more efficient, and I think it will be better in the future.
I think our waste management system is working partially because of the ways that we're telling people now to like separate in like public places like schools and stuff like that, but I don't think it's being forced and like reinforced onto us enough, so people are kind of like lazy about it still.
I think the recycling program does work in Port Coquitlam, but I think it can be adjusted to have smaller, but I would like smaller containers for the garbage and the green. We recycle more in this house, and it's always filling up, especially around Christmas time, because we have so much wrapping and paper that we recycle, that they should have more blue recycling than anything. And yes, I do think it works, just as long as you take the time to separate the product.
I think that our waste management system in Port Coquitlam is working well. A number of years ago is when they put it into effect to have bins picked up at the side of the road, which is your green waste, your recycling, and then your garbage. And I've heard of some of the statistics that have really decreased the amount of garbage that we normally have to process, and the recycling has really gone up. So I think it's working.
I don't think people are capable of changing because, one, people are lazy and won't sort their waste how it should be sorted. And once they've been doing something for such a long time, it's kind of hard to change their habits to something better.
I think our younger generations are having better habits in terms of waste management, but it is hard to change our older generations.
I think that people are capable of changing their ways because technology is advancing and helping us make it easier for us to make the world a better place.
I don't think people are capable. A lot of people are just lazy and don't take the time to recycle. If they took the time, thought about what needs to be recycled, they can set up the program that we have in our house to recycle better. So I don't think people do recycle enough.
I think people are totally capable of changing their habits to lead us to a greener world. However, will they? That's the question.
I've grown up in a household with a dad who's always been persistent on recycling the right way. Things are very organized, as they should be, into glass, recycling, compost, garbage, plastic bags, and styrofoam, all in separate areas. I have to admit, for the majority of my life, I didn't care what went in what place. But now I realize what my dad would explain to me was important, and I need to learn how to recycle right. Now I will take the time out of my day to rinse that container that I would usually just throw in the garbage and put in the recycling where it needs to go. When I started college is when I learned so much more that I didn't know before, and it was really great because I learned so much about the environment and how to help it, and started to care more about my daily actions. I think for the most part the management system of our recyclables and such is working. The major problem is people not caring enough. For example, at work, all of our garbage, recycling, and compost just go in a big bin outside of the store. We even have organized bins for garbage, paper, and recycling in the back like this. But none of that actually gets sorted. When I bring up my concerns to my managers, they seem to share the same ones. But still, nothing changes. The reason I think that nothing changes is that people just don't care enough to take the time out of their day to sort things into different sections. It's understandable that everyone has a busy life and has worries and stresses of their own, but they should realize this problem and it should be on their radar because it will affect their future, and not only theirs, their kids' future. Like I said before, too many people are caught up in their own problems of the world, and the only way someone would do something about it was if it was directly affecting them. The thing people aren't thinking about is that it is affecting them. It's affecting their future. And with not caring about this problem, it's going to put an end to our beautiful world that we live in. We will be creating more landfills, and one day the whole earth will just be a landfill everywhere. That's why it's so important for us to make this problem aware to everyone so that they can think about their actions and change them and come up with solutions to fix our beautiful world.
At home, my family and I try to recycle to the best of our abilities, but it will hopefully lead to the least amount of landfill. We have a separate space just for recycling plastic wrapping and styrofoam. along with another bag for other recyclable products. We also tend to try to reuse plastic bags, and we also have a bottle and can recycling. Along with that, we also have food and compost for items to be decomposed so that it won't lead to landfill and garbage. Along with that, I also like to try to use reusable containers and drink containers for places like school and work. At my work, we do not have very much recycling, so that means that everything is essentially being put into the same bag and all ending up in our landfill. Because it's a clothing and shoe store, we have a lot of cardboard along with plastic bags and any other item that is all being put in the same bag. What's funny though is that at work, in our employee room, we have bottle and can recycling. It's crazy to think that that's the only type of recycling that we have. I hope that in the future, I know that it is hard because of it being a clothing store, but that we can turn to cloth bags or something that's we can use that will be reusable, that will hopefully help stop the problem of plastic bags. In my opinion, I feel that generally there's a small chance that people will change since many are used to the same habits that are related to waste and recycling, and that doing the same thing for the last however many years is hard for them to change their ways. I think that overall people have been recycling more than they have in the past, but it is still an ongoing issue. The issue, I think, may improve, but the question is by how much? I don't think that the issue will improve a significant amount and that people will probably never recycle to the extent that we hope, nor will they think about how their waste can be taken care of in a way that will lead to less harm on our environment. We can always hope that one day people will change, but will that day come soon enough?